come over to Fraser Island for one of our full Blackpool workshops. When you actually book your barge and your permits, this is where you've got to stop in to pick up your tickets. You can book your national parks and your four-wheel driving permit and your camping permit online, but your barge tickets, you've got to pick them up here. Over at Fraser Island here this weekend, we're running our Goodyear Wranglers. Now we're just stopped here to let some air out of our tyres. Now I'm going to be running them at 20 psi, so I'm just going to give the rest of our crew a little bit of a run through of how we use our speedy deflators by MNF4X4. Alright, so this little gadget here is the speedy deflator by MNF4X4. So basically this bit here has a little valve in it where you actually screw onto where your tyre valve is. So grab that one there, screw that one on, all the way. So this bit here is what actually lets the valve loose. So push all that way in and you'll feel it click on over to the little valve. Now you got to unscrew it and you'll feel it unscrew. And you'll actually see the air will actually start to go into the speedy deflator. So once you've unscrewed that the whole way, a couple of rounds, it should be out. Now to check that the air pressure is actually going to come out correctly, you just pull this out. Now to stop and check where your pressure is currently at, you just push that little bit back in.
Yeah, it stands pretty soft over the Fraser, so you want them down. You want to make...
So we're just at inskip point now. We've let our tyres down. Now we're about to make our way to the barge. This part of the trip has probably got the softest sand, so when you actually head over to the barge, you've got your softest part. As well as when you get off the barge as well, it's also really soft.
And yeah, they're our tour guides. Stan for when I get stuck, and undoubtedly I will. And Bek, well, she's just here to laugh at me like she always does.
Hey, I'm helpful.
Of course you are, you love God.
Now we've finally hit the beach. We're just waiting for the ferries to come back as we couldn't quite fit all our crew on this barge going over at the moment. Now we've noticed as we've come down, we were pretty lucky to have the rain last night. It's packed the sand down quite nicely for us, as well as it being a long weekend. There's a lot of four-wheel drives over here, so hopefully we can find a camping spot easy enough, but let's see how we go.
On the left side. Swing around at the front.
Morning. Morning. When you get onto the barge, it's a drive-on, drive-off barge. So once you get on here, you'll pull right up, head over for about, it takes about 15-20 minutes to get over. Then once you drive straight off, you're straight back onto the soft sand again. When you head off the barge, you're going to turn right, but you only can do this at low tide as the sand is really soft the higher up you get. So you want to stick down as close to the water as possible. We've spotted some of the best things that you can use for fishing bait. Now have a look at this little bit here. So right here, I don't know if you can actually see it, there's a little bit of a mound of sand. That's a pippie. So let's see if we can find one under there. Look at that. The best fishing bait you can find on Fraser Island. Beach worms are good, but these are better and they also taste good. So we've caught all these pippies. Well, not caught them, we dug them all up out of the ground. We're actually going to cook something with them this afternoon. So what you have to do is you have to soak them in a bit of fresh water. So when we first pulled them out, we put them straight into salt water. They'll start opening up. Now what we'll do is we'll pour that salt water out. Legal limit works out about 50 each, so we've got 10 of us here and we've got 25 pippies each. Let's have a look. So we got them full of fresh water now. We're going to let them soak for about half an hour, so that way it'll get rid of all the sand inside them. This morning we spent the morning catching a whole heap of pippies. As you can see, I've got just a few here, but beside me I've got a few more. Now we're going to actually make some pippie fritters and a few other things, because a few of the people here haven't ever tried them before. So what you got to do is you got to grab a knife, stick it straight through the side of it, loosen it up, open it up. Now that's all the fleshy meat that you want to get. So that's that bit there. That there is the stomach, that's the bit you need to get rid of. So you pull it out. Kind of a bit gross. And that's the bit there that you eat. Give it a little bit of a rinse, chuck it in your next bucket, and we'll keep on going. Might be here for a little while, guys. Now it might look like we've got a few here, but we've really only got enough here to feed about 10 people.
Best part about coming away with M&F on the day trips and weekend trips is you not only learn four-wheel drive skills, but when you come with Stan and Rebecca, you also learn survival skills, how to survive on the land.
Alrighty, so now we've finally finished cutting up all of our pippies. Now we've got some onion chopped up, some lime, we've got our self-raising flour here for the butter, sweet chili sauce for a bit of extra flavour, and of course some beer to mix in with the butter, and some salt and pepper. So let's see how we go. So first of all, to make the butter, is we're going to use probably around about half a cup. Let's give it a guess, let's see how we go. I do have to feed about 12 people, so I'll probably do a little bit more than half a cup. So we're just adding the beer into the self-raising flour to make some butter. Now by using the beer, it keeps it nice and light and fluffy. Now we've got all the batter nice and fluffy, we're going to add the pippies, the onion, some lime, some sweet chili sauce and some salt and pepper. Just sprinkle it around in there. That's the onion, sweet chili sauce, now some lime. Yeah. So you just grab a little scoopful, just enough as what you do as like a little pancake, straight on the pan. And let them cook for a bit. Once they start to get a couple of bubbles on top, they're ready to turn over. Alright, looks like they're all done. Let's bring them off and give them a taste test. Come on over. There we go. See how that one goes. Might be a bit hot. Bit hot.
Tastes delicious.
Bek. No worries. Today we've made our way down to Central Station. We took the boardwalk truck along the creek. This creek is absolutely crystal clear. I thought it was probably really muddy, but then I realised that was how clear the water was. Right behind me here is one of the oldest agricultural ferns in Australia. It's actually called the king fern. Have a look at it right behind me. We've left Central Station and we've made our way to Lake Mackenzie. Check out this spot behind me. It's absolutely beautiful. You can turn this day into a really awesome trip. So you can start off at Central Station, make your way to Lake Mackenzie, and then make your way over to Kingfisher Bay for a cold beer and a nice lunch. At the moment we're just on our way to Kingfisher Bay. We're probably just going to have a bit of a bite to eat there. When you pull up at Kingfisher Bay, there is an absolutely beautiful resort there. Big swimming pool as well, awesome food and really cold beers. It's a perfect way to spend probably an afternoon if you want to make a day trip out of it. There's also a ferry that comes in there as well, so you know you can make a full day trip out of it, have lunch, hop back on the ferry and make your way home. We're down here at Eli Creek this afternoon. Now this creek is a freshwater creek, but the tide can come in really quickly, so you do want to cross at low tide. Probably don't want to cross at anything higher than this though.
Oh, I just noticed that I am slipping.
So we've made our way up the boardwalk right up to the beginning of where I guess you can start to jump in the creek. So you can actually ride the whole way down. So next time you come here, bring some floaties and you'll float down right down to the mouth of it. Fraser Island. Along with the beach, we're going to stop in and check out one of the famous shipwrecks here at Fraser Island, the Mahino. Let's go and have a look. So these is a cliff base full of sand and it's all multiple colours. Let's have a look. We're just about to head up to Indian Head, so once we make our way up there we'll then stop into Orchid Beach where we'll hopefully stop in, grab a bite to eat, maybe a pie if Stan's lucky. First gear is selected, let's go! So coming through there, it is pretty soft, so you do want to keep probably your full being first high. But definitely don't back down because it wouldn't be a fun spot to get stuck. We're just about to make our way around the Nagara Rocks. Looks like there's a few people that have had a few issues. Traffic's moving really slowly. Got to be pretty careful when you go around here as it can be pretty soft stand and you're right on the cliff face, so take it easy.
We've got 2 cars down here stuck in the sand, bogged, so we're going to pull up behind them and we're going to unload our treads and help them get out.
Well, just making sure you're okay. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks MNF4X4 Accessories for all the help they gave us getting out of that bog situation.
Yeah, it was
Thank
really
you.
good. Thank you.
Gentle now, gentle, gentle, gentle.
Now we're wanting to make our way up to the very top of Fraser Island, so this is the only way that you can go, there's no other way.
Keep it going.